Hey adventurers, welcome to Okinawa. We have a great night in store for you. This time of year, it is May, and it is a great time to find snakes, frogs, and all sorts of other things. So we're on a night hike because that's really when all these species wake up and they go out hunting and calling and stuff. So stay tuned and let's get flipping. Check it out right there is the Hime Habu. This is a pit viper, so this is venomous, and it loves eating little frogs, right?
Yep.
We've seen a couple slithering around, but yeah, he's just kind of going out on his hunt. It's a really great way to start our adventure tonight. Here we go, snake number 2, another Hime viper, or Hime Habu. Habu is the Japanese name for these vipers. And my guide just said that there's another one up there. Let's go take a look.
Under my stick.
Oh yeah, right there. Excellent. Now what are the key field marks to differentiate these ones from the other Habu in the area?
The coloration is going to be different. These, like the Hime Habu, these are just to call them the Princess Habu, which is this one. They always generally tend to be a mixture of browns, whether it's like a light tan brown but with darker brown bands, but they've always got very dark brown bands. And with the Taiwan Habu, they generally, what is the light brown on this guy would be almost kind of like a grey but still with darker markings. That's with the Taiwan Habu, and then also the size is different. These guys generally tend to get to be about 80 centimeters in length, and they can actually get quite chunky.
Yeah.
Whereas the Taiwan Habu tends to be a little bit slimmer but longer, maybe up to about 1 meter long, 3 feet. And then the Okinawa Habu, yellow with black markings, so very easily distinguishable. But the Okinawa Habu can actually get up to about 9 feet. So yeah,
Wow.
big size.
Very cool.
These guys, probably about adolescent, teenager maybe, young. Not quite an adult yet, but hopefully we'll bump into some of them later.
Right here on the, where'd he go? Ah, they're slithering away.
Yeah.
There, that's, oh, he just fell down. Well, that's a blind snake. They're not native here, but still kind of neat to see them. Just going under there. And it's just in the same area as that Habu right there. And remember how I said that these guys are on the hunt for frogs? Well, we have one. All right, here is our little Kajika frog. You can see they've got like a little X across the back, and they have like a yellowish tint to them. The ones that we've seen on our last night were actually very yellow. This guy, much more pale, but cool to see. This is the prey for all those Habus that we've been seeing. So, but he's smart. He's not near any at the moment. Well, we've got some cool insects tonight as well. Here is a little stick insect. I don't really know much about these, but it's kind of cool to see. Look at that! This is a praying mantis. Looks really neat. And it's just up on this railing here. Its camouflage isn't working too well for it up here. Alright, this right here.
Long leg centipede or cave centipede.
Long leg centipede or cave centipede, and it kind of looks like the thing of nightmares. It is creepy. Here, you can, once you see it move a bit, yeah, just,
He's gone.
yeah, kind of crazy. Whoa, okay, one more species. Hey, look at this. This is a little sword-tail newt. I guess they probably get that name from having a nice ridge of a tail, but I don't know, I feel like a lot of newts have that because they got to swim well. But you can see, peeking out, it has an orangish belly. Okay, check this out. You see how this spider has a little bit of white on one of its legs? Well, this is a fishing spider. What was the name?
The Okinawa fishing spider.
The Okinawa fishing spider, and it uses that little white speck in order to lure shrimp and other things that it wants to eat, and it's really cool. It uses that to go fishing. So So we might see some later in the act. All right, here we have an Asian house gecko. Oh, these guys are pretty common on some of these like non-native structures here. I'm sure we'll find a couple more on the railings. All right, here is another look at those long-legged centipedes. They are creepy. Look at that. Do they bite?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, no thank you. This is one of the best things to find in Okinawa. What's the name?
It's the Kuroiwa's ground gecko.
Kuroiwa's ground gecko. And just look at how beautiful it is. Such an amazing pattern to it. And they're also known for having these bright red eyes. So cool. They're an endemic, endangered. But luckily, our guide knows exactly where to find them. And they're pretty big too. It's hard to, I don't want to get too close to it because I want to take some pictures, but you can kind of see my hand in the foreground. I don't know, what is that, 5 inches maybe? I think that's 5 inches. So,
tip to tail, I reckon.
Yeah. So, time for some pictures. All right, one more find of the night. This is a tip-nosed frog. It's a lot bigger than the Kajika frogs that we've been seeing. Do you identify them by that black line on the snout?
Yes, because of the actual nose. If you come up higher and look down, you'll see their snout's very pointed.
Oh, nice. Here's another Kajika frog, and you can see this guy's got some cool yellow pattern. They're a little variable. I feel like every one we looked at is just a little bit different. But, yep, this is snake food. Hopefully that means that there are more snakes in the area to find. All right, that is another really scary creature of the night. This is the giant centipede, you said?
Yeah. In Japan, in Okinawa, they call them mukada.
Yikes. But they are big. A little bigger than the ones that we have in California, but centipedes in Arizona might compete with the size of these guys a bit too. But you don't want to get bit by one of those. It'll take you out for a while. Scary.
Location for these guys in real shallow water. Look, he's right next to a Kajika over there. There's a Kajika on the reef there. This guy here.
All right, like I was saying before, we've got our frogs just on that little leaf there, and he is definitely in the danger zone because there is our Hime Habu. And if you go a little bit further, you can see there's another one right up there. We'll get closer to it in a little bit. But wow, so this is Habu 4 and 5. It's turning into a really productive night. You gotta be careful, little Kajika frog. But yeah, so you can see this guy is posed up like this, ready to strike. Now he's not going to do anything unless we get close, but I'm keeping my distance because he's definitely coiled like that in a way that he can spring forward really quick to try to bite me or my phone. So give him some distance, and let's take a close look at this one over here. This pattern has a really nice pattern to it. A little bit lighter color browns. You can see it a little bit better, but very cool. So like I mentioned before, these Kajika frogs are really variable. You can see this one right here is just really bright yellow. A much different color than the one we had before. And they're really nice. And a cool thing is if you look in the water, we might be able to see some shrimp swimming around. I see a couple in the distance. There goes one. But they seem pretty abundant here. Very cool. Stay safe, frog. Here it is, Hime Habu number 6 for tonight. We're doing really well.
This is your akamaka, or the Ryukyu odd-tooth snake.
Whoa! Look at that. Odd tooth, you said?
Yeah.
It's huge. Let's see. probably 3. Oh, there is another one out there. It's probably, oh, maybe 4 feet? Wow. Look at that. What an excellent snake. Now, are these guys fish eaters or
No, frog eaters.
frog eaters as well?
Yeah, they love the Kajika.
Look at that. Yeah, what a big snake. So for whatever reason, this little sandbake sort of thing is just great for these snakes. Here is another one, a lot smaller, and it's got, I don't know, pretty big banding right here. Nice and cool. And then I think you can make out that third one right there now. It's a bit bigger, and who knows, there might even be
Another one over there.
oh right here. So that's four Akamaka odd-tooth snakes. What a delight. All right, these frogs are so abundant. Look, here's, oh, these two are in Amplexus.
Yep.
Didn't even notice until I came down. 2 Kajika frogs, and there's one there, and there's one there, and I see another over there. Where is it? There it is. And there's one on that rock there, another one on that rock, and one on that rock. These guys are really super abundant just everywhere we look. They're just waiting here. But let's take a look at these two. It's so interesting. They really do look like we have 2 species of frogs here, because one of them is bright yellow and the other one's brown, and they're quite different in size as well. But nope, these are the same frogs. Now, I don't know if you can hear, but there's a scops owl that's calling. 2, yeah. They go whoop whoop. And it's probably a little difficult because the creek's pretty loud, but maybe you can hear in the background.
That might even be a nest, eh?
Yeah. So this snake has got his head buried in the sand a little bit. He's poking out now, but I wonder if he was looking for eggs or digging or something. Hard to say. Looks like his jaw was out of place, which means that he may have just eaten something, and now he's fixing his jaw a little bit. One more Hime Habu. This is number 8 for tonight. Yeah, these guys are just so abundant. And like we're not too far away from where the last one was. That was up somewhere around there. Maybe over there was the last snake. So they like hanging out with one another. Wow, just look at that color come through. Really pretty greens, and the camera is capturing it really, really well. And they also have that nice white below, or at the top of the lip there. So very cool. So, but we've got more things to find, so you can hop on off. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Froggy. Come on. Let's go. There we go. Oh, wow. Look at this turtle. Just trying to hide, but he picked a bad hiding spot. This is a soft-shell turtle. Does it have a more specific name, or?
That's all we. I mean, I know the French name, but I don't know what they would call them out here.
Yeah.
The chiffon.
Very cool. You can see that they don't have the hard carapace like most of the turtles we see. They're more leathery skin, and it's I've never seen a soft shell that was so cooperative, just like this. It must be sleeping, or just think that it's hidden. Yeah. So there's the turtle, and you can see that there's like all these much better, deeper water places where it'd be much harder for us to see it, but for whatever reason, he just picked that little nook there, and that was a great opportunity for us. Our 15th snake of the night. Another Hime Habu, right in the middle of the trail. Definitely need to watch where you're going, otherwise you might step on one of these guys. Check out this beautiful Kuroiwa ground gecko. These eyes are just crazy, that red eye, and it's right posed in this little sort of pocket. They really seem to love these mossy walls. The first one we saw was in a similar sort of area. There's like a millipede or some sort of insect there, but yeah, really cool to get another one. And it looks like no mosquitoes on him yet, so that's good. Alright, I'm not sure if you guys can make this out, but right in there, yeah, you can barely see it. That's a freshwater eel. Kind of thought it was a snake at first. It's pretty big. It's neat that it's just like kind of in this puddle. It doesn't seem like it has a lot of place to go. But, I think there's a second one. There's a second one further down too. So two of them here. It's hard to make out, but this one up close is definitely easy to see. Alright, these geckos are starting to become a little common. Here is one. You can see the tail really well. Let's pop up, and there's the eye right in the path. So, you know, like I mentioned before, these geckos are endangered, but this is a really good pocket of habitat for them, and so it's nice to see how abundant they are. And like I said, just in the middle of the pathway, and just out hunting at night. So we've been seeing a ton of these tip-nosed frogs that I've kind of stopped filming them, but I wanted to just show you this one has a really nice greenish color to it, more or like a teal color almost. So look at the color of this guy. It's much more bluish. It's really cool. We've seen green ones, we've seen brown ones. This guy's blue. They just have such color variability. Well, we have some evidence of another frog, even though we haven't seen it yet. That right there is the spawn of a tree frog. So they lay their eggs there, and actually if we come over here, we can see that we have another one over there, and there's one over there, and they're really all over the place in this little section. Yeah, which might be a good find, good, you know, that we're gonna find one. But they lay their eggs on these trees here, and then when the rain comes, it washes it all down into the creek that's back there. You know, as we're walking, we're finding more and more of these geckos, and I always spot the tails first. That white and purple banding just kind of does stick out, and you can see that he's kind of hidden the rest of him. But just such an amazing, this is really, I mean, the most colorful, one of the most colorful things that we found tonight, and one of my big targets for the trip. So I am ecstatic that we've seen so many. So really cool, but we're just going to let him be and let him continue hunting this evening. One more gecko. This one's not quite as colorful as the other one. It's got kind of a stubby tail, but I figure I'd show you anyway. See? Cool. We'll keep going. Alright folks, this is the creme de la creme, the best frog that we can find out here. Look at that blue color. This is the Ishikawa's frog, and it is endemic to just a couple islands out here. It's really, these colors are amazing. Now, they come in multiple forms. So this is the blue form, and there's also a green form, and maybe we'll see that another day. But just what an incredible pattern to it. It really does kind of look like moss. Well, it's really amazing to end on such an incredible and rare frog. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'm Greg Schechter. This is Schechter Natural History. This is an Ishikawa frog, and I'll see you in the field.